Is cancer ever very good? Hi, it's Calvin Smith here, and welcome to Creation Basics, where our goal is to make God's creation part of your everyday conversation. Now, today's question is cancer very good? Now, if that question sounds like, some kind of setup where I'm going to make some kind of mystical, spiritual plea to explain how God can use trials in our lives to bring about good things, you can relax. That's not what I'm going to talk about here. Cancer is a horrible thing, and I wouldn't wish it on anyone. What I want to do here is draw a straight line between claiming evolution is simpatico with the Bible to the logical implications of what that must mean, using one of the most tragic situations most people could imagine to really demonstrate the absurdity of what's known as theistic evolution, claiming God used evolution to create, which is so popular among evangelicalism in the West and being pushed by major Christian leaders, pastors, Bible colleges, seminaries, everywhere. So let me break this down for you. Okay, let's start with the gospel. What is it? Well, most people would say something like, Jesus saves me from my sins. Okay, well, where does sin come from? Well, from the first man, Adam, when he rebelled against God. Okay, fine. So what's the punishment for sin? Well, the wages of sin is death, and not just spiritual death, but physical death as well. God's warning to Adam was, the day you eat of the fruit, you rebel, dying, you will die. From dust you came, and from dust you'll return. You'll be spiritually dead, separated from God spiritually, and you will begin to die physically and return to dust, aging and eventually dying where you'll meet your Maker. And you're going to stand in God's courtroom, clothed in your righteousness or in the righteousness of Christ. Romans 5:12 says that through one man sin entered into the world, and death through sin. And Romans 8:22 says the whole creation is groaning because of the fall. Not just mankind was affected. As a matter of fact, in the beginning, everything, people and the beasts, were eating plants. There was no carnivorous activity in the original good creation, as we read in Genesis 1:29 and 30. Okay, let's switch topics. Fossils. Some of you probably just got whiplash with the change of direction here, but anyway, let me connect the dots for you. Biblical creationists look at the world and see the vast majority of the billions of dead things, the fossils that we see in the sedimentary, waterborne rock layers, as the result of the flood of Noah's day described in Genesis 6-9. It's a record of death, of the judgment that God proclaimed on all of the earth because it had become so evil and wicked. And that makes total sense because of all the bad things, so to speak, that we see within those bone beds, all happened approximately 1,650 years after the fall. You see, within the fossil record, we find a record of animals eating one another. We find a wide variety of diseases evident in the bones. We find cancer in those bones. Things were dying of cancer, the result of a defective genetic code within the organism. Now, timeline. Christians that believe God used millions of years to create, the days in Genesis weren't real, Genesis is allegory, etc., all try to add millions of years into the 6 days of creation and say the rock layers were laid down during that time. But that happened before Adam fell. And what's in the rock layers? Dead things. Did you know that modern evolutionists have claimed that they've found fully human skulls of people that died almost 200,000 years ago? And they believe some of them were cannibalized? Do you know that dinosaur bones, supposedly 70 million years old, have been found to have cancerous tumors in them? Do we really believe that Jesus created a world full of death and suffering and disease like cancer, then called it very good, and it was after that that Adam fell and the wages of sin was death? But there must have been billions of years of death before Adam sinned, if that's what theistic evolutionists are saying is right. So, is cancer very good? No, it's a horrible disease, the result of a fallen world. God created a very good world with no pain, no suffering, and He says He's going to restore it similarly. Revelation 21:4 says, there will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain. Remember, you can't add millions of years to the Bible without having to conclude God said cancer is very good. Hey folks, Calvin here. I know you've heard it all before. Subscribe, hit the buttons, all that stuff. But here's the thing. Think of it as if you're donating to our Answers in Genesis Canada advertising campaign without having to spend a dime. With the algorithms set up the way they are, it's kind of like getting media platforms that are often quite unfriendly to Christian content to promote gospel outreach for free. Wise as serpents, gentle as doves. So subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, share the content, click the button. I know it's annoying, but it really helps.